No, you just look great. Hey, we've got a great guest on right now, and I love when we have artists on, especially when we have a resident artist. We have Gene Swanson here today. Gene is with the Art Association. Great to have you here, sir.
Thank you, Ken.
Fantastic. Tell me about how you got into art, the type of art you do, and then we'll move on to where your art's going to be shown.
Got into art probably when I was in high school without really being aware that I was preparing, as it were, for art. I entered a full-time vocational field because it offered a chance for a job out of high school, which was important to me at that point.
Yeah.
So I excelled in architectural drafting.
Okay, there you go.
Got a national prize out of that, and then when I was senior, was called into ministry, where I was for 45 years. And when I got to retirement, I decided I needed something to do in retirement, and taught myself how to sculpt with the help of a friend in that church. And so I sculpted, and being acquainted with the president of Chapman University, gave him a call and said, would you let me sculpt you? And he laughed and said, do you sculpt? And I said, well, yes. I'd already completed a piece. So anyway, I sent him evidence of my work, and Chapman University then gave me a series of commissions, this being one of them. This is of Albert Schweitzer, and he's an iconic figure for the university. And so I have several bronzes on the campus, and then when the commissions ran out, then my ability to be in the studio I worked with fell away, and I began doing more of the pastel painting. So I don't know if that's on view, but
yeah, I think we have one of them we'll show in just a second.
In any case, then I began painting in pastel, and
very different, obviously, very different mediums.
The difference between the painting in pastel, which is photorealistic kind of work.
It is, very much so.
And the difference, and that with the similarity, and the connecting point, I think, is that my concern for detail is what gave me the ability to do the likeness.
Yeah, your likeness, I mean, it's just incredible.
And being able to do the likeness is something that fed over into the painting in pastel. And so I have most commonly had to say, this is not a photograph, this is my work in pastel. So that was kind of the graduation from when I was in high school till when I had time to get back into art. And so I've enjoyed being in the Village's Art Association, and the camaraderie that we have there, and the support of other artists, and have enjoyed my retirement because I've got something I fully enjoy doing.
And that's very important. I have to ask you, when it comes to, we've had sculptors on before, but not in bronze. How do you do this? Is it first sculpted in clay and then you do a casting?
Exactly, exactly. So the work was new to me when as I say, I had done a piece, but I had done that in a garage in my own time, and when I actually got the commission, then I needed help and got into the studio and was mentored and guided in the ways of working with clay. And so I still love doing that work. I just don't do much of it because now that I'm in a confined area in our small residence, working with clay is it's counterintuitive to being on good terms with your spouse.
Okay, good point, good point. Now, let's talk about John Wayne Airport. How did this come about that some of your pieces are going to be shown there?
Well, one of the one of the members of my congregation, the last congregation in Newport Beach, pastor there 22 years, and one of them is connected to the John Wayne Airport, was for considerable time, and made me aware of their competition. So when I entered it, it was a matter of compiling their required documentation, and it is going to be on display there beginning actually today through October 22nd.
Great.
And as you might expect, I'm naturally over the moon with a chance to have my work there.
I had mentioned that over the years going to John Wayne Airport, you see a lot of different art there, and just some great pieces. So this is just a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for you. And even if somebody isn't taking a trip somewhere, you can always park there for a couple hours because it's in the area that does not go through security. Am I right?
Well, I'm not sure that that's true, Ken. I understand that I will be able to get in to see the exhibit, and in order for me to get in, the guy who's in charge of the program has offered to make an arrangement with me to come in, and then we can take pictures. And so, as well as I know, you practically have to be traveling through the airport, as opposed to, hey, make a trip over to John Wayne and have a look at this. But
that would be nice if people can do that.
Yeah,
I know in the past they've had it out more the open area, but that was a few years back. Like where you first come in the doors, there was like display cases.
And that's what I had imagined. And so, in a sense, there are 15 of my pieces there.
Wow.
And they are pieces that go back to when I first did some work, and pieces long enough ago I had cashed them off, and one of my sons, who's admired my work and backed me up by gathering up any that I left behind, gave me the feeling that, well, if he's that interested, I should stay hold of these pieces. So anyone going through John Wayne would happen to see pieces that go back quite a ways, up to ones I've just completed. So
sculptures there or paintings?
Well,
or both?
No sculptures, just paintings.
Okay. And you mentioned you use pastels,
Pastel
right?
is the work I do, and I worked in other mediums, but pastel is something that is what I've had the most experience with and come back to.
Yeah. And I think it's remarkable that the one painting, the seascape there that you have, that's pastels?
That's pastel.
Okay, that's remarkable, the detail, because I know with pastels, I've used them in the past, not to anywhere near this kind of level, but it's hard to get the detail from the pastels sometimes. I guess it depends what kind you're using. Are you using oil or?
Well, no, I particularly unable to work with pastel in oil pastel.
Right.
So pastel comes from different sticks are compounded in different ways, so that there's hard and there's soft, and the further I've gotten, then the more I'm able to afford, because you get softer sticks, and they cost more.
Yes, they do.
At this stage of my work, I'm able to afford just whatever they've got, and enjoy getting into them. So the business of getting detail comes down to a matter of perseverance, in my estimation, and I've always been nose to the grindstone.
Well, architectural drafting background, that'll do it for you.
And that's where the connections came, when I realized, well, that's exactly what I did when I was at the drafting board, is what I'm doing when trying to get a likeness. And so artists are frequently, in the beginning stage or wherever in their career, encouraged to achieve a a less detailed format.
Yes.
And I have attempted to go and try to loosen it up, and turns out I'm not able to tinker with who I am that much, so they keep coming out. One of the pieces I think may be on.
Yeah, we might have it.
Okay.
I think we have it below. Yes.
So there's a picture there of a portrait picture. So whenever I'm working on those, I'm trying to get the likeness exactly right. And so it's that compelling need to make the likeness exact, which produces either the likeness of the images or the photo likeness. So I have had to say, no, that's not a photograph. That's a painting I did in pastel.
Well, they're beautiful, beautiful works, and it's great that you're able to share those with us, and that you're going to be sharing it with potentially millions.
Well, I'm so excited that people who pass through the airport will get a chance to have a look at it.
Yeah.
And I've always, it seems like, been in such a hurry when I've been passing through the airport, seldom have time to stop and enjoy the things I see along the way. But if 81 passing through happens to be there during that time frame to October 22nd, then they'll be out there for, this guy won't be there, but the work that's there is part of what will be there.
All right. Gene, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Hope
Ken.
to have you back again.
Thank you.
Great work. I really admire it.
I appreciate it so much.
And folks, you want to get involved with stuff like this and learn the Art Association, and of course there's emeritus classes, all kinds of ways that you can get into learning any kind of art and in this community, any kind of medium you want to get into. There's that ability here. We'll be right back. I'm the same, probably.